what time it is? Alright, it's time to start reading pips. And today, we're actually going to go over how much you can actually grow your account by in Forex. I get asked this question all of the time. Well, how much money can you actually make in Forex? And my answer to that is, well, how long is a piece of string? And I know that might sound like a bit of a not a nice answer to say, put it that way. I've got to be careful of my wording. But you'll understand why I kind of had that mindset. Because ultimately, the answer is kind of as much as you want to grow it by. But you firstly need to understand how much are you looking to grow your account by per week or per month, and what is your starting balance going to be. And when you understand that, that's when you can start projecting, well, how much money you can actually earn in Forex. Now, if you've not watched my previous video, please do go back and watch this and you'll understand where these numbers are coming from. But let's just throw these numbers into a compound interest chart. And obviously, you're more than welcome to calculate this one on your own. You can go on Google and find out how to do compound interest. That's too long to explain in this video. But I do have a chart. I do have a formula which figures this one out for you. And there are some on the internet, but I just prefer it in an Excel spreadsheet. So imagine this. If you've done 4% each week, now let's show you the relationship between your starting balance and how much you aim to grow it by per week. So let's say if you started off with, say, £100, and this just shows, $100, and this just shows you how small you could start a trading account with. So imagine if you were to grow this $100 by 4% every single week, right? And this is why you've got to have a long-term mindset, because when you understand the eighth wonder of the world, when you understand compound interest, then you'll understand, damn, this is a matter of planning, this is a matter of sticking to a routine, and this is a matter of consistency, as opposed to, oh, this is a matter of getting lucky and, you know, risking 50% of my account and thinking that's a good idea, because if you've ever done that, I guarantee you've blown an account. So year number one, that £100, by growing it 4% each week, you know, is $768, which I guess could be pretty disheartening when you look at that and be like, okay, I'll put in a year's work only to gain this much. Kind of isn't that great. But then you project it to, say, year number two, so 52, 104, bam, and then it's worth £5,908, which I guess isn't so bad. It's not, I guess, that bad at all. But now let's do this. Say if you started off with a $500 account. Year number one, that $500 is now $3,843. Year number two, it's now $29,000, and year number three, that will probably be near the six-figure mark. All right, now let's up it a bit, and let's say if you started with a $1,000 account and you grew it by 4% every single week. By year number one, $7,686. Year number two, it's $50,000. Hopefully this is going to make sense, and I'm going to use one more example. Let's say if you started off with $3,000. Year number one, bam, $23,000. Year number two, it is $177,000, £250.94. So guys, are you starting to see the relationship between, you know what, if you start with a bigger account, yes, you can earn money slightly quicker, but if you don't have the means, if you don't have the funding to start off with a big account, that's fine. It will just take you slightly longer to grow it, but you still will grow it, because at the end of the day, everybody needs to start from somewhere, and you don't need to be great to start, but you do need to start to be great. Now, that's with 4% growth. Bear in mind, my mentor does 20% a week, so I'm trying to catch him up. But now let's do the 8%. Now let's see what impact that the 8% has. So starting off, gonna work our way up. Say we start with a £100 account, and you do 8% growth. Some people will tell you, oh, well, 8% isn't realistic. But if you watch my video before and you see that if you put it into a trading plan, well, it is actually very feasible. When I was looking at this, obviously, I've studied Warren Buffett and people like that. And obviously, I think it was 10% per month he used to do. So for me, I was kind of thinking, all right, well, 10% or 8% a week isn't possible. But I lack to kind of understand that he's a long-term trader. long-term mindset, long-term investor. When he was around, there wasn't technology, so your productivity was a lot smaller. You can cram a lot more information in now because of technology, because of our smartphones, because of alerts. You can look at more pairs. So I have evaluated all of that information, and obviously I am obviously achieving more than 5% a week. So that's why I can validate that and be like, this is actually true. This does actually work. Now, focusing on this, you start with say $100, right? Year number one, it is 5,470. Year number two, it is, oh gosh, look at that. Sorry, 102. Awesome. 219,976. Hopefully you're starting to see the power of compound interest, because it is exceptional. Now, say I'm just going to skip a few numbers because this can be a very long video, but hopefully you're getting the point. You can play around with the numbers in your own time. Year number one with $1,000 starting balance is $54,000. Year number two is 2.9 million by starting with $1,000 pound account. Now, if you was to start off with a $3,000 account, then the numbers don't lie. 52, which is $164,118 in your first month, and year number two, it then goes to 6.5 million, and that's just 8%. So if I was to do the same with 16%, just gonna throw it out there, then you can obviously do the maths. In your first year of sticking to that consistent routine is 6.74 mil. We'll just say that for now. And 104, well, that's, oh gosh, what is that? Like, I don't even know what that number is. 15 trillion, I think that is. 15 billion. Wow, that's a lot of money. Awesome. So yeah, hopefully you're seeing the maths behind this. It's not a matter of really kind of focusing on where you're starting. It's a matter of setting your weekly target. Like, elite traders are probably on this, like, let alone 20% every single week. Like, that's absolutely incredible. But you get the point. Starting this as, say, a target for a new trader is not realistic. I'm just being totally honest with you, but I'm just showing you an example of what it's like to be consistent. If you stick to the same routine over and over and over again, and just understand, you know what, that a few years in trading can be the thing to change your financial situation. If you remain consistent with a strategy and your pip target or your percentage target, then it can definitely be achieved. But you have to have that consistency. You have to make that commitment that, you know what, you're going to be in this for a couple years, that you're going to set your target and not try to cheat the system, not try to over leverage, not try to catalyze a process, and just be consistent. And if you do, then you can definitely be seeing obviously realistic numbers. When you're starting out, anywhere between 3 to 5% a week is most likely going to be realistic when you're starting out. And when you get better and time goes on, you're probably going to be looking at around 10% growth each week. And it's just a matter of just sticking to that, and don't try to jump the process, and making sure that before you focus on how much you're looking to gain, you focus on how much you're looking to lose. Now, for me, when I had so much negativity around me, having this printed on my wall was a thing which helped me to get through situations like that, which was a thing that when my mentor was there laughing at me and being like, stuff like that don't exist for a normal person. Oh, you need to be rich to be able to start, and saying all of these things, which I can now say are opinions. And I considered him to be a very smart person, but clearly ego gets in the way of logic a lot. That's what wisdom is. Obviously, wisdom. Wise people always seek understanding, as obviously the Bible says. But hey, not going to preach Pastor Reid, Pastor Reid on you, Pastor Reiding Pips. But yeah, this is definitely realistic. So, ladies and gents, I hope this kind of helps in terms of the mindset you need to have, the targets that you should be setting weekly, and trade smart, trade safe, and just please don't trade too often. Have a great week, ladies and gents.